So I'm going to start off with my blue for my mountains. And I'm going to make kind of like a jagged M shape for my mountains, and I'm intentionally not going all the way down to where the horizon line is, because over here is going to be a little plateau. Okay, I'm going to kind of color in my mountains lightly so you could still see the sandpaper. Kind of like that. I'm going to leave this alone because I'm going to put other things in that area, but I'll color that blue mountain in later. I'm going to grab my green and I'm going to create my horizon line for where my shrubs are going to be. I'm going to kind of stop right about there. I'm going to fill in a kind of circular motion because I want it to look like bushes, and I'm skipping like some spaces in between here and there. Yeah, kind of like that. I'm going to fill in some more spaces. You want to push a little hard, but not too hard. Yeah, like that. Okay. Then go in with your darker green and fill in some of your lower areas in your bushes. It's kind of fill in how you think it's appropriate. I mean, go up a little bit on top, a little bit in a swirly motion, and leave some spaces alone, because this is just kind of like a little shadow look. We're gonna add more shadow look later with the other colors, but this is just the base coat, like the bottom coating, kind of like that. Okay, and then if you have any extra of these little things that from the pastel that comes up, just kind of push it in, or you can brush it off. I want to leave mine on, so I'm just gonna push mine in a little bit like that. Okay, there's all that. So far, I'm going to take my brown. I'm going to work on my mountain, my plateau where the villagers would dwell. I'm going to create like a staircase looking shape with 3 steps going to it, like that. And then I'm going to create a line for my staircase, which is going to turn into a mountain. And on the bottom, I'm going to make a little bit like a wavy line. Not too bad, but not too wavy, but not also straight either, because mountains on the bottom have a little bit of a texture to them, a little shape to them. And everywhere there's like a peak in my wave, I'm going to create a little line in between there to make it look like there's a dent. Kind of like that. And we'll go back in and we'll fill some more areas. I'm going to do the same thing up here in this area. Create some lines randomly to make it look kind of like there's an indentation in the mountain area. Like that. And then draw some houses up here, because that's where they would have lived, up in the upper area right up here. So there's one house. I'm going to draw that out a little more, and I'm going to create another one right behind it like that. Okay, and then I'm going to fill this space in lightly, very lightly, in brown. Very lightly in brown. And I know I just covered up all my lines that I made, but you can still kind of see them. Don't worry, we're going to go back in and make it more colorful. I'm going to take my sand color and I'm going to fill in this row and the houses with my sand color. You want to push a little hard, but not too hard. You still want to be able to see the sandpaper underneath it. Remember, if you have any of those little, you can either push them down, or you can brush them away gently, super gently. You decide which one you like. As you can see, I've pushed some of mine in and I've brushed some of mine away. Just depends on what you need. There you go. So there's that so far. Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I am going to work on my sunset up here. Okay, I'm going to start with my yellow, and I'm going to put a yellow right here because this is where my sun is going to be. So I'm going to be careful because blue and yellow, when they touch, turn green. And I don't want a green sunset. I want a yellow sunset. And I'm going to take this very same color and I'm going to do that in the very bottom of my valley, the bottom parts of my mountain. I'm going to do the same thing all across. I want to fix that shape. Okay. Carry on, being careful that you don't create green. So you want to color right next to it, but not on top of it. Like that. And it's okay if you go up a little bit more, because we're going to blend it in. Like that. Okay, I'm going to take your orange, color right next to it. Kind of color fairly high up. Leave a little space for a little bit of red to show through. Go ahead and fill the rest of that space in with orange. I don't want this to go anywhere, so I'm pushing those down like that. Good to know. I want to try to keep, when I'm coloring, color the sunset and the ground going horizontal, and my mountain I'm going to color vertical, because that's what's going to make it appear like the ground is the ground when you go horizontal. Okay, so with my sky I'm going to continue going vertically, and I'm going to blend these two colors that I have. So I'm going to color lightly on top of my yellow, super lightly. Again, either push those little guys back in or brush them gently away. Super gentle, gentle, gentle. Right, kind of in the middle like that. Whoopsies. Super gentle. Like that. Super gentle, like that. And I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to go back up with my yellow to blend it in just a little bit more. See how you can see it's starting to get really beautiful blend. The same thing on this side too. Like that. I hope you can see this on the camera. And again, with these little, either brush them away or push them back down. You decide what you need. Okay, and then same thing on this side. Blend it in a little. And I'm kind of leaving a few spaces of oranges, so it makes it look maybe like it's kind of cloudy in the distance, but maybe not. Play around with it until you're satisfied. Okay, then I'm going to take my red I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna color in super gentle because sandpaper absorbs chalk pastels like crazy. Super gentle. I'm gonna go right next to my orange. And then again, I'm gonna take my red and I'm gonna carefully peel it first. I'm gonna carefully start to blend it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of red down here, right on top of my orange. Really careful. And I'm gonna go back up with my orange right back on top. And it'll blend it really nicely. Really gentle and careful. You still want the sandpaper to show through. Okay. So there's that so far. Let's go back into our mountains. Let's finish decorating these beautiful lands pieces. I'm going to drag this mountain down a little bit. Being careful to still show the sand. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with my purple. I'm going to continue to go in at an angle. Okay, now with my purple, I'm going to go at an angle, but I'm only going to be highlighting the mountain just up here on this upper portion. This bottom corner right here, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to put black in there. So I'm just doing the upper portions right here on my mountains. Just the upper portion. And as you can tell, I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just coloring it in. Just that upper portion. All the way down. And that's going to separate my mountains from each other. A little bit of blue is going to mix in with your purple, and that's okay. It looks beautiful like that. Just that side of the triangle. Okay? For now, just that side. Don't like that mountain, I want to fix it. Okay. This is going to be a very messy project. Okay, so now that I've done that part, I'm going to take my black and I'm going to do the bottom portion of it. I'm going to do the shadowing for my mountain, and I'm going to be very gentle with my black because I don't want my black to cover up my blue. I just want to create that illusion of a shadow in between there. So I'm going to skip some spaces. I'm going to color very carefully. Like that. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Skip some spaces. Kind of like that. And if I go into my blue a little bit and my purple, that's okay. Okay, now go back in with your purple, and you're going to color on top of where your black is, really gentle. So you can kind of blend it in a little bit. Really, really gentle. Maybe you don't want to blend all of them. Maybe you want to leave some of them really dark. And if you don't like how that looks and you want to go back with your black and make it a little darker, go for it. Make them stand out a little bit more. You can go back and add a little blue in there too if you want to add a little blue for your shadow.